Model rockets here. Alright, in today's video we're going to talk about rockets that I have that need some kind of repair or something. Everything, they appear well, some of them, but they need some minor fix or something. So we're going to look at these. Some of you have seen the videos where some of this tragedy has took place. Like for instance, I'm going to start right here with the scissor wing. Scissor wing transport is all bagged up. I mean, if you check a few videos back, it launched, arched over, and it hit the ground in a weird way, but everything broke kind of cleanly. It's an easy fix for the most part. I have the new body for it. This part exploded open. The pod didn't really release, but the scissor wing part is right here. Decals like flapping off, but everything is still good. The scissor wing will do its thing, and this is one that obviously needs to be repaired and will be repaired, and I'll get this back in the air. It'll be a little while, like it's going to take a while before I get to it, but it's high on the list. Everything, so that's what this video is, rockets that need some kind of repair before I can take them back out and fly. So that's this one. Scissor wing transport is number one. That's one that's up and going to be repaired. Next up, we're going to talk about my Maxi Brute X-Wing, which I love this rocket a whole lot. It's a Grail from the 70s. I have another one new in the box, but this is a flyer. I flew it once. It landed and part of this section opened up. It was an easy repair. You can check back a few videos, probably last summer now when I flew it and that damage happened. But it's all repaired and it's ready to fly again. However, these cannons, everything, this is like a fragile design. It's not really made, I don't think, to be flying all that often. So I'm considering retiring this. I want to get one more flight out of it possibly, but I may retire it because of it's so fragile. Like, you got the two dual parachutes, but they barely like to fit. So you're really, you're playing with fire with this one because you don't want, or I don't want any damage to this one. Like others have crashed, and I'm not I don't go crazy when they crash. I just say, okay, it's part of it. But this is one. These are some of these parts are hard to get, and these kits aren't being made anymore. So you're really playing, you're playing with fire when you're going to launch one vintage like this. And like I said, these wings, these whole parts, everything's just fragile. I lined it with epoxy in here. I lined these joints, but still, they could still snap. And even these cannons, I put wood dowel in some of these. That's just, and this one of these have where tube is really, this one has wood, I can feel it in there. That's really tough. One of them have like a little crease in the tube where it's very loose. So it's just a fragile design that I really don't want to, take out and fly too much. I would like to see, I do want to see it in the air again though. I do want to see it. I want to get another flight and get some good photos of it. But I'm just, almost not willing to risk it. So this may be retired. I'm not sure. One day I'll pop up and you'll see it flying, and you'll know I didn't retire it. But as of right now, it's not high on my list to get back in the air because of the fragileness of it. So that's my next one. Kind of on the fence with it. X-Wing fighter. Like I said, it needs a wood dowel on one of these, I believe. I think it's it's right here. This is the one. Right here, you may be able to see that little crease right there above my finger, right there. And it needs, I need to cut this open, cut it, put a piece of wood dowel in there to make this stiffer, because this is definitely loose. So X-Wing fighter Maxi Brute from 1978, kind of retired. I'll consider it kind of like retired. I'll fix it, but I may not fly it. And recently, my X-30 hit the ground, so not retired, but repairable. I can fix this. I'm already thinking of a way to create some kind of cone similar to this shape and get this all repaired because I want to fly it again. It's a good rocket. I really like the X-30. Just hit the ground the other day, so get this all cleaned up and fixed, which is all possible. The shroud part, the canopy's still good. So the X-30 needs repaired. So these are like I said, these are rockets here that need some sort of work or something. Next up, we're going to look at the Skywinder, very old rocket from the 90s. I think into the 2000s. I'm not 100% sure. I think it went to the 2000s. Now, great rocket, designed by, I believe it was designed by Tim Van Milligan over at Apogee Components. He was at Estes. This is one of his creations. Great. It launches with these rotor blades up, and when ejection happens, it slides. These pop out. The rocket's facing that way, and the blades are coming down, spinning around here. It's a real cool design. However, these plastic parts, these little hinge joints that attach the rotor blades, suck. These are some kind of plastic, almost like a foam plastic. It's really weird. Like, I don't know if it just got dry rotted over the years, but these break so easy. I fixed it back up. I had them all on. One touch, snap right off. Epoxy just don't want to adhere to that type of plastic for some reason. It just don't like it. However, I'm going to get these fixed. I'm going to have these made. I'm going to get these 3D printed. And I'm going to see if they can withstand, because that's the thing. When the ejects and it turns over and they flip out, they got to be able to withstand that force from the wind catching them. And then they start their spinning motion. So this is my next one to be fixed. The Skywinder needs to be fixed. So we'll move this guy out of the way. And we will continue on. Let's continue. Let's look at my Marauder, my classic Marauder, which I love so much. It sits on the shelf perfectly. Everything seems fine. Got a parachute. Perfect. However, this fin, while it was packed away, this fin got that little looseness to it. Move up. Got that little looseness. So the fin may need to be broken off and re-glued. I think this fin was already repaired once, but it just got that little looseness to it where it wobbles. You can see the crack there. So that's the deal with the classic Marauder. Just needs that little damage. That's all this video is, folks, is just showing what needs to be fixed that I have right now. Everything else is fine. I looked over my rockets, other than the ones that are packed away. Everything that I have, like, that's out. These are what needs to be fixed. Next up, we're gonna look at the Sentry Taurus. Now this one, I acquired this rocket. It wasn't originally from me. When I got it, it had a broken fin, and one of these, you can see a crack right there. This fin was broken off. I think two fins were broken off, if I'm not mistaken. I think this one and this one. I glued those back on. This section here had broken off. Oh, I'm out of frame. Let me make sure. This fin was broken off, and this fin was broken off, and this booster right here was broken off. So I got all of that fixed. The rocket has dings in the tube right here. There's some dings, which is still flyable. It's no issue. The only thing that needs to be fixed next is I gotta solve the parachute and cone issue. This whole piece comes off, so I gotta fix all this. I gotta determine, because I can see where the ejection charges were or gas is on this piece right here. So I gotta fix, either glue that on, and I just gotta look at the instructions to see where the parachute was connected, because I see a parachute in here. The original Sentry parachute is here. And I can see gases in there. And like I said, I have this cone here, that section right there, but this comes off. So I just gotta figure what's going on with this rocket. Never had one. Just gotta see where everything connects and where the shock cord go and this and that. So I'm thinking parachute goes here, shock cord attaches in here. So I just don't see where it was. Maybe it tied onto this piece and it came down like in these two sections. I'm just not sure. So I have to figure out this Sentry Taurus, which is a cool rocket. The guy who had it before me, it was his brother's, I believe, and he did a nice job on the paint. So I do want to get this one all fixed up so I can fly the Sentry Taurus, this classic, real nice rocket. All right, next up, a recent flight of my Orbital transport, and glider went well. Everything was great, but it found that hard ground again. I'm launching on softer stuff, but it managed to find the hard stuff, and it landed hard, and it cracked this fin. The fin's still attached, but you can see where I have my glue, and that crack right there is just wobbling, much like the Marauder. So just getting this fixed, and we'll be back in the air. That's pretty much it. Pretty much it for this one. This one's a, like I said, the Orbital transport is it's a great rocket. It's one of the greats. So we'll sit you back here. And last but not least is my Wu-tang rocket. Now this is one, when I built it, it's just a big red Max. When I built it, for some reason, I thought I had enough glue down inside, meeting the wall and everything, but hear that squeak? Hear that squeak? Squeaky fins. This is just horrible. So I'm gonna wind up breaking these fins off and just doing a repaint. This is the one when I first flew it, it landed hard on this fin and it cracked it, and it's loose. Not as much squeak, but it's definitely loose. These fins are loose. They squeak. This is the Wu-tang rocket. The Wu-tang Clan is a hip-hop group out of Staten Island, New York. They have a Hulu series, everything. They're like one of the biggest underground hip-hop groups ever. Like, just one of the really better hip-hop groups. Anyway. Yep, so something just shut down. But this is just got to go. So I'm going to end up going here, probably just breaking them all apart, getting it all glued, masking off, and I'm going to get the paint redone because this is just horrible job on my part. I did a horrible job with that. I thought it would be okay, but that squeak obviously is not okay. So I will be fixing up the Wu-tang rocket and we will get it back in the air because it's one of my favorites to date. And also the Saturn V is coming along. I have it all mashed off. White coats of paint taking place. Next up is the black. I probably would have to hit another coat of white, I believe, because I'm still sealing in the marks where you mask off. You have to mask it with white, then you start your black roll patterns. So that's where I'm at with the Saturn V. Other than that, everything else is going great. Model Rockets 321 will be bringing you more videos. Subscribe to the channel, support the channel. I got the Cash App. There's t-shirts. Hit the like button. That definitely helps with the algorithm, help get the videos out there. And support what you like. That's all I'm asking. If you like the channels, you like the videos, you like the comment, support the channel. $5 donation, $2 Cash App. I mean, any amount. It helps because it'll help with engines, motors, or whatever I gotta do. Engines, motors, wadding, anything. It'll help with anything. Even glue, epoxy, all kind of stuff. So appreciate you guys. Thanks for stopping by. Model Rockets 321. Be sure to visit the Model Rockets 321 Space Shop for logo tees, mugs, and other space-related merchandise.